Let's be honest, everyone enjoys a good ecchi anime. It's practically a universal truth at this point, but have you ever stumbled upon a show so outrageously bad, so utterly cursed, that you found yourself asking, how is this even legal? Well, I have, and so today I am counting down the top 10 ecchi anime that feel illegal to watch. Let's save the theatrics, let's just dive on in. To start off, we have Aiken. This show is the final boss of degeneracy. It isn't an anime, it's a warning. Aiken is 2 episodes of physics-defying, plot-ignoring, logic-destroying madness that makes Fan Service Island look like Death Note. It's a school club anime, in the same way Elfen Lied is a romantic comedy. The girls all have personalities copied from an early 2000s harem generator, except every single one of them has body proportions that would break spines and possibly tear the space-time continuum. There's technically a plot, but let's not lie, it's just an excuse for showing scenes, which should basically be considered a war crime. And the anime isn't even good. Some nerd transfers into a new school, he's a loser and doesn't stand out, but somehow he gets surrounded by beautiful women who all want to have some weird fun with him. It's a 2-episode fever dream that's somehow both boring and psychologically scarring. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, well, I'm just disappointed. Then at number 9, we have World's End Harem. Now, I remember when this anime aired back in the day, it was probably the biggest talk of the town, and rightfully so. The premise is actually quite simple. A virus wiped out almost all the men on Earth, and now the survivors have one job: to repopulate. It's like Attack on Titan if the Titans were just incredibly attractive scientists in heat who were ready to eat. Anyways, our protagonist is one of the few guys immune to the virus, and while the rest of the world wants him to be a breeding machine, he's out here being morally conflicted. It's the only harem anime where saying no is the plot twist. Every episode is a war between carnal chaos and one man's stubborn sense of ethics. And spoiler, ethics lose. Frequently, the tone shift between sci-fi thriller and what if you lived in a dating sim with global consequences is jarring. But that's also the appeal. It's so absurd, you can't look away. It's like Tokyo Ghoul in prison school had a love child and raised it on questionable choices and bath scenes. So go and watch it. I'm sure you'll love it. Next up at number 8, we have Yosuga no Sora. So if someone told me that the creator of this show was from Alabama, I would be totally surprised. Because pushing boundaries is one thing, but what this show actually did, I'm pretty sure almost everyone has at least heard, if not seen, of this. Well, let's be honest, you degenerates have already binged it multiple times, but for those poor, pure, unfortunate souls who are yet to be destroyed and contaminated by the show, the story starts off like a melancholic romance but swerves into forbidden territory so fast, it gives school days a run for its money. At first, it's your typical harem setup, moody teen, tragic backstory, multiple girls. But then the show goes, hey, what if we made it uncomfortable? And the animation is surprisingly solid. The music is, well, actually, it's quite beautiful. And honestly, if it were just a typical melodramatic romance, it could have been a decent watch. But instead, it ends up being one of those shows you just want to forget. Rather, you pretend to forget. Yet it still haunts you and your mind like an embarrassing memory you secretly enjoy, you masochist. After that, at number 7, we have Valkyrie Drive Mermaid. Now, this is a borderline adult show, like the dress code is basically non-existent, and the whole show is about the 2 main leads feeling yep. And you know what the best part is? It's a Yuri show. And the concept is actually kind of genius. Certain girls can transform into weapons when sufficiently, stimulated by other girls. Yes, this show runs on that. You just can't make this kind of stuff up, kiddo. And you don't have to. Japan already did. And they're not shy about it. There are literally scenes that if I show here, forget about getting banned on YouTube, I'll just be serving jail time straight up. There are power-ups that look like cutscenes from a PS2 dating sim gone rogue, and somehow there's also a war, a mystery, and plot threads that pretend to matter for a hot minute before being dunked in slow motion by bouncing. And even with all of that, the anime is still somehow enjoyable. So, if you want to go rot your brain, well, knock yourself out. Next up at number 6, we got Masou Gakuen HXH. Now, what if the creator of Gurren Lagann got possessed by the ghost of a cultured artist who's already on a Red Bull binge? Well, this is probably the closest you'll get. Here, our hero powers up his battlesuit by sinking with girls in the weirdest way possible. And do you know who set all this up? His sister, his own sister. The world would have been a better place if all of us had a sister like that.
I know what kind of man you are.
This show just doesn't show just some generic fan service. It's a full-throttle, unapologetic, chest-thrusting sprint into insanity. This show takes every possible chance to remind you that it does not care about logic, shame, or restraint. It's so over the top, it's practically a parody of itself. And somehow, that makes it weirdly entertaining. And jokes aside, the action scenes in the show are actually not that bad. But good luck remembering them when you've got that one transformation scene burned into your eyeballs. So with that in mind, give the show a try. And at number 5, we have Quasar of Stigmata. Now this is what happens when a shonen anime tries to mix Bleach with a diary commercial from hell. The main character literally regains strength by nursing from the nearest girl. And this happens as casually as someone grabbing a power bar mid-fight in Naruto. Except it's not a power bar and it's definitely not subtle. There are fight scenes mid-suckle. Entire dramatic moments are interrupted by very intimate refueling sessions. It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure if Joseph Joestar was drinking organic milk between stand fights, instead of drinking their usual bone hurdy juice. The powers are actually quite cool. Characters can control elements like iron, magnesium, and sodium. And the fuel source? Not mana, not willpower, it's milk from the actual source. That's canon. It's canon. It's canon. Underneath the insanity, the action is pretty solid and the animation goes hard when it wants to. And the elemental combat system could have been part of a legit battle anime. But nope, someone on the writing team said, we can tick it for shonen and fetish at the same time! So if you're interested in that, go and give it a try. And at number 4, we have Redo of a Healer. If Goblin Slayer made you uncomfortable, Redo of a Healer kicks down the door and says, hold my cursed potion. This show isn't over the top, it's off the grid. On paper, it's a revenge isekai. In execution, it's like someone took Re:Zero, extracted every ounce of trauma and twisted intent, then funneled it through Berserk's Eclipse arc. Minus the emotional depth. The main character's power is healing, but it works by reliving trauma, and instead of helping people, he uses it to rewrite reality and settle every grudge in the most messed up ways imaginable.
これや、俺の棒かこの棒か、好きな棒を選ばせてやるよ。
What follows isn't just edgy, it's full-blown war crimes disguised as plot progression. Even Elfen Lied held back its punches, but this show didn't. What's wild is that Redo of a Healer is actually decently animated. The world building is decent and the pacing's tight, but none of that matters once it goes full revenge-fueled dark fantasy and never looks back. It's anime's equivalent of a locked folder on your desktop. You could open it, but you probably shouldn't. So if you have the guts to do so, go ahead and watch it, but let's be honest, who hasn't watched this show yet? It's the Attack on Titan of ecchi. After that, at the third spot of today's list, we have Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. Now this show knows what it is, an unapologetic isekai fantasy with just enough plot to justify its other content. So for the plot, we have a guy who gets isekai'd, gets OP stats, buys a companion, and then goes full wish fulfillment mode. There's fighting, sure, but the real grind isn't XP, it's who gets the next affection scene. It's not even pretending to be deep like No Game No Life or Log Horizon, it's just a loop of dungeon crawling, coin collecting, and bathing scenes. The fan service isn't just heavy, it's the main quest line. It's bordering on absurd how this was even allowed to air on TV. But then again, Nukitashi is airing on TV, so I guess that makes this a little bit better. But what's shocking is how slick the production is. It's clean, the animation, the lighting, the OST, it's all polished like a real fantasy anime, but then it dives headfirst into the pool of etchiness, and it never tries to come back. So if you're in the mood to label yourself as a top-tier degenerate, watch this show. Then at the second spot of today's list, we have The Testament of Sister New Devil. So take High School DxD, remove the brakes, pour frickin' gasoline on the script and light a match, baby, cause that's Testament of Sister New Devil. The show pretends it wants to be a serious action fantasy about demons and hero clans, but every scene feels like a setup for a demon-themed step-sibling plotline that would make even interspecies reviewers raise an eyebrow. The main character is basically an overpowered babysitter for demon girls who can only level up if he trains with them in the most ecchi ways imaginable. There's actually lore buried in here somewhere under the endless barrage of moans, blushing, and skin-tight binding contracts, but good luck noticing any of it. Oh, and touching on that, the amount of ecchi stuff this show shows, I'm surprised the creator isn't serving jail time. It's so shameless. It becomes weirdly compelling. Go watch it, you'll love it. But at the top spot of today's list, we have, of course, interspecies reviewers. This is the GTA of anime fan service. This show actually took one look at Monster Musume, laughed, and said, let's actually rate brothels. Yes, this is an anime where the plot is literally reviewing fantasy red light districts and they go in depth. Elves, demons, slimes, fairies, you name it, they smash it and rate it. Like they're filling up a list on My Anime List, and this show is actually hilarious. It's not subtle, it's not shy, and absolutely not suitable for most platforms, but it's clever in how far it pushes the line. The world building is solid, the character banner is genuinely funny. It's like Konosuba if Kazuma gave up adventuring and just opened an OnlyFans review blog. What really seals it is the complete and utter commitment. No censorship, no apologies, no attempt to pretend it's anything but what it is. Monster Girl Mayhem with a 5-star rating system. The fact that Funimation licensed it briefly before dropping it like a cursed object just adds to the legend. So be a man and show no shame. Give it a try. And that's the list for today, guys. If you made it this far, please be sure to comment down below on which anime you think should have been on this list. And also, if you've been here a while but haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe and become part of the family. And don't forget to click on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And hey, if you like the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.